Welcome back to Shaner's Shop. Today I'm going to show you something that I built that I think has the potential to save you hundreds if not thousands of dollars and truly simplify the pre-planning process for any of your home renovation projects. Now if you're anything like me, you get knee deep in a project and all you need is two last tiles to finish that backsplash, or that one last 2x4 to be able to span your wall, or you need one more random off-cut of drywall to finish patching your wall. Well, I built an Excel sheet that I've used for the last couple years to help with all of my projects around my house. And obviously, as you can tell behind me, the mess of the laundry room, this will be my next project. So I'm going to walk you through this Excel sheet that I built. And like I said, I think it's got the potential to help everyone save tons of money. It's more, I would say it's better with your materials like tile and drywall, not necessarily counting individual studs, but it can work for that. And so I'm going to walk you through exactly how I use it and what it can do for you. Now this still is a beta test of this Excel sheet, right? So what I'm going to do is, obviously I've been using it, I love it. The sheet's not totally pretty yet, but I'm going to start offering it for sale eventually. But I'm going to go probably the first 20 people that comment down below and then send me a DM over on Instagram. The handle's the same thing. It's at Shaner's Shop, ShanersShop. The first 20 people that comment here and then send me a DM over on Instagram, I'm going to give you free access to this sheet. And the only thing I'm going to ask in return is that you use the sheet on a project, whether you follow through the project or not. Preferably you do, and tell me how the sheet worked for you and what improvements you may have for it. That's going to help me tremendously whenever I start. Obviously, I want to sell this tool, and I'm not talking about anything substantial. I'm thinking, maybe $2-3 is all I'll sell it for if people find value in it. But again, during this beta test, first 20 people that send me a DM and comment down below, I will give that sheet to for free. Obviously, you got to give me an email address, but I'll give that sheet to you and you let me know how it works for you. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you the sheet, and then I'm going to show you exactly how I use it, how I think it's beneficial, and then we're going to do a real life example. So about a year and a half ago, I renovated my master bathroom. It's a small little bathroom, should be easy, but completely retiled the floor, retiled the walls, put a new shower door, what have you. And so I'm going to walk you through an example with my bathroom. We're going to plug it into the sheet. We're going to see what the sheet spits out as far as how many pieces of tile it thinks we need, etc. And then I'm going to count every individual tile that is on the floor or on the wall, including half pieces, cut pieces, and we're going to see how close the sheet gets to what I truly ended up using. So without further ado, so here's the sheet. As you can tell, it's not too pretty yet. I've got multiple rooms. They're all the same thing. This just gives you more accessibility to it. And so what I've done is I've set 5 materials for each calculator here. And so basically each calculator is a different material. So if you have cement board you're putting down, then tile on the walls, and then in that same room you're going to put cement board down on the floor and then tile the floors, this will let you do it. So kind of what this does is you've got an overall general information, and I guess let me go ahead and just point out, so anything in this light blue color is what you're going to have to fill out, right? So what you're going to do here is in this first section, it's all about the piece that you're using. So to make this nice and easy, let's say we're going to use a 12 by 24 tile. So we'll enter 12 there, we'll do 24. Next thing it's going to ask for is what unit you're using. So you only have to fill out the top section, but you have to use the same unit, so it'll automatically do it. Let you choose between inches and feet. So we're going to say it's inches. And then to make it nice and easy, we're going to say it's $1. So, and then you've got to enter whether that's $1 per square foot or per piece. For this, I'm going to say it's $1 per piece. So it's going to tell me that it's 50 cents per square foot, right? Because a 12 by 24 tile is 2 square feet. So if your room isn't perfectly square or has a couple different shapes in it, what you're going to want to do is divide that room into as many squares as you can. And so that's what these first overall areas are going to do. So for instance, let's say the body of my room is 4 feet by 4 feet, and then it's kind of got a jut out that's 2 feet by 2 feet. What we're going to do here is we're going to enter that 4 foot by 4 foot, and then 2 feet by 2 feet. And again, same thing here, we're going to calculate based on our feet. And it's important to note, this doesn't have to match this. And like for instance, if this were 4 feet and then this one were 2 inches, you can do inches here. It's not going to matter. It's going to tell you how many square feet that ends up being. But to make it simple, we're going to say it's 4 feet by 2 feet. Okay. So then let's say we've got one obstruction. We got one wall in that 4 foot by 4 foot section. So we're going to come down here to this obstruction. We're going to say that's 1 foot by 1 foot. Now what this is going to do is it should calculate that we're going to need 19 total square feet. And this is simple math. So 16 plus 4 is 20, minus 1 is 19. So it should calculate that we're going to need 19 square feet. Each piece covers 2 square feet. So if we take 19 divided by 2, we should get 19 and a half square feet, or 19 and a half pieces, right? The last thing this is going to do is it's going to ask you whether you want to account for offcuts or waste. And again, you enter this. So if I wanted to say 0, because I need 9.5 pieces, this is already going to calculate to the nearest whole number. So it's always going to round up. So if you need 9.1, it's going to tell you need 10. However, obviously with 10%, with it being such a small area, it's just going to keep that at 10. So what this is going to tell me is that I need 10 pieces, but it's also going to give me a price. So 10 pieces at my price that I entered of $1 per piece gives me my total of $10. Let's say you picked a more expensive tile, and this was, call it $12 per piece. What this is going to do is it's going to tell me $12 at 10 pieces is $120. So not only is this telling me my total square footage that I need to cover, it's telling me exactly how many pieces I need, and it's going to tell me exactly how much it's going to cost based on what we have entered. So let's do another one, and let's make it a little bit more complex. Let's say we have a 3 by 12 inch tile. And we can add a couple more random measurements in here. And then let's say we have this really weird obstruction where it's 13 inches by, let's say, 37. We'll come over here and say inches. So we've got a lot of weird. Oh, we also have a vanity in here, and it's going to be 30 inches by 28 inches because we don't need to tile under this vanity. Now, and then I'm going to say that each one of these tiles is, let's call it 25 cents per piece. That's probably, let's call it 0.25. So now this is going to go ahead and do all of our calculations again. It's going to tell us we need 114 pieces. It's going to cost us $28.50 to cover 25.8 square feet plus that 10%. Now here's where you can see that 10% matters. So it's 114 but 10%. It's only 103 if we don't need that extra 10%. But I always recommend, especially with tile and drywall, you get that extra 10%. So there you have it. That's the tool. Here in just a second, I'll take you upstairs to our bathroom, and I will plug this in real time. So I'm going to end up doing a part 2 to this video where I do the walkthrough of how the tool works with my bathroom. But one thing I wanted to get into real quick while I was still here. In my previous video, I went over the first 10 tools you should get for home renovation. And one of them I talked about was this laser measuring tape. So I wanted to show you real quick, and this is going to be not the greatest video. But one of the best things about this tool, right? So you can download the Bosch app, and what you do in this, and one of the cool things about this app, so you go into sketch mode. What you're going to do is you draw the rough outline of your room, right? So let's say that's my room. Now what I can do is I can partner up my device via Bluetooth, right? So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to click on my room, click at it. Then what I can do is I can select a wall, right? So it'll ask me that wall length. What I can do is I can take this laser measuring tape, right? And let's say I just measure over to the wall next to me. It's going to automatically calculate that wall length. And then I can go over to, and it, based on the scale, it's going to automatically measure all of them. But let's say that one's not quite right. I want to remeasure it. I can come over here and do it all over again. And then you can repeat that for any of your other walls to make sure you're getting accurate measurements. So I'll take a little bit of a longer one, and it's really going to scale my room for me, right? So when I go to do my bathroom upstairs to do my measuring to compare, this is the tool I'm going to use. I will have this link down below again in the description. This thing will help you in a million ways that you won't even be able to tell, right? So then once you get your wall, you can click on view wall. Now let's say I wanted to get my height measurement. I can come over here and do the same exact thing. So then what it's going to do is it's going to give me exact measurements of each wall in that room, help me calculate my square footage, and then from there I can plug this total dimension size directly into that Excel calculator, and then from there get exactly the right amount of material for any of my projects. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. Again, the first 20 people that comment down below, comment anything. Comment down below and then send me a DM over on Instagram at Shaner's Shop, ShanorSSHOP. First 20 people to send me a comment and send me a DM. I'll be giving a free copy of this Excel, with my only request being that you give me some feedback on it. If it worked for you, if it didn't, any improvements you might have for it. And then from there, hoping here in the next 30 days or so, this will go live on my website, and it'll be available for purchase. And again, I don't know, might be $3, might be $5, depending on the feedback I get. I might sell for more. But again, as always, thank you for your support. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks.